Hi everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the Sample Beauty Infinity in 1 gel. You'll probably know that I've had some issues with Sample Beauty in the past, as they've duplicated shades across different palettes and changed the names, and then basically lied about it. If you would like to see any of those videos, I'll leave the link for those in the description box below. Despite the fact that I had those issues, I still liked the palettes and thought they were really good quality. I just didn't appreciate the fact that the company lied to their customers. Despite my issues with the company, I'm going to review this product with no bias whatsoever because I'm just an honest person, unlike the owner of the company. Originally, I was planning on following the tutorial on their Instagram, however I'm blocked on their Instagram and all other social media. I did manage to watch the video once on my friend's phone, so I kind of tried to remember what she done. As you can see, I'm not a makeup artist, so this is just a review from a normal person who likes to wear makeup sometimes. This serum was a gift. I don't know if the person who bought this got it on special offer or with a discount code, but when I looked it up today it was £12.95 plus you pay shipping, and this comes in a 15ml container. Supposedly this can be used in an infinite number of ways when applying makeup, and the description on the box says, "The Sample Beauty Infinity in 1 Beauty Gel is an innovative product that can be used in an infinite number of ways." Now it obviously can't be used in an infinite number of ways, but you know, mega exaggeration. Uses include clear eyeshadow base, pigment glitter adhesive, face primer, apply to high points of your face and body before highlighter to make it pop even more, mixing liquid for pigments to convert loose powder into eyeliner, body paint and lipstick, clear eyebrow pomade or gel, apply under your eyes before your base product for a tighter effect, mix the gel with your foundation for a long lasting effect, and a few other uses. Today I tried this out in a few different ways to see if it really made a difference. As far as I remember, when she done her Instagram tutorial, she used nothing on one side and then this product on the other side. However, I decided to use my normal products on one side and the gel on the other side, just to make it a bit more fair, because if you're going to put makeup over no base at all, then this is obviously going to perform better anyway. Now I'm going to be showing you a clip of me applying my makeup and doing a voiceover. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not a makeup artist, so there's no need to write in the comments how I'm doing everything wrong. After that, I'll be back with my final thoughts. See you soon. On this side, I used the e.l.f. Primer and Revolution Concealer. And on this side, I used the Infinity in 1 Gel. As normal, I started with the eyes. Sometimes I use eyeshadow primer, but I've found that this e.l.f. Primer works pretty well on the eyelids too. Please excuse me constantly looking to the side, but I was watching Christmas films at the time. I've only recently started using concealer as a base for my eyeshadow. Let me know in the comment section what products you use. I've got hooded eyes with lots of wrinkles, so I need all the help I can get at this stage. I applied the tiniest bit of gel to the eyelid, just tapping it in with my finger. This product didn't seem to have a smell, which is fine with me because that can be quite off-putting. For eyeshadow, I used the Sample Beauty Equalizer palette, as well as a Sample Beauty loose pigment. Although it's not required to use all Sample Beauty products, I thought I would just stick to a theme here. Since the gel supposedly makes colours pop, I thought I would stick to my usual blue eyeshadow. I'm so used to seeing how this applies, I knew that I would be able to tell the difference straight away. Personally, I didn't notice any difference in the colour application whatsoever. At first, I felt like the eyeshadow was applying the same as always. I noticed that the side with the primer and the concealer was applying more pigmented. I don't know if I should have applied concealer on the same side as the gel. Let me know in the comments what you think. I started to notice that the gel side applied more evenly. I was finding it very difficult to cover up my fine lines on the side with the concealer and primer. No matter how much I was dipping my brush into the eyeshadow, it just wasn't fully covering my fine lines. Once again, that issue may only have been caused by the concealer, but that's the first difference that I noticed. I then used a lighter blue on the eyelid, before covering it with the loose pigment from Sample Beauty. I used the NYX glitter glue on one side, and the Sample Beauty gel on the other side. You can probably tell I wasn't enjoying the Christmas movie I was watching. I looked completely miserable there. I applied the NYX glitter glue and the gel with my finger, just patting it evenly all over the eyelid. I then applied the loose pigment with an eyeshadow sponge. I realise that a lot of people think eyeshadow sponges are pointless, but I think they come in quite handy. If you've used glitter or loose pigment before, you've probably used the NYX glitter glue, so you'll know what to expect. It's been my favourite glue now for quite some time. I forgot to mention earlier that while using the gel, you should give it between 5 and 10 seconds to dry in before applying anything over the top. Since the NYX glue has been my favourite for quite some time, I was really surprised to find that the gel was performing much better. I noticed the difference in how well it was applying instantly. The gel side looked a lot smoother and it also felt less sticky. In fact, the gel made such a huge difference that I decided to apply a drop over the NYX glitter glue and apply another layer of the pigment. I then applied my eyeliner and mascara. By the way, if anyone has any good recommendations for a black mascara, please let me know in the comments section. I've really been struggling to find a good one lately. For the face, I used 2 separate beauty blenders because I didn't want the gel and the primer to affect each other's performance. Once again, I used the e.l.f. primer on one side and the gel on the other. I applied the base with my fingers, and then tapped it in all over with the beauty blender. For foundation, I used the Barry M All Night Long on both sides. I will say that I didn't notice any difference whatsoever. I don't normally have many problems with my skin other than my dry nose, but I found a way to combat that, which I'll be sharing with you in a future video. As far as primers go, I felt like the gel done a pretty good job. It didn't seem to do anything spectacular, but at the same time it wasn't bad. To conceal, I used the Revolution Conceal and Define. To be honest, I'm not sure why I used this concealer because lately I've been using the Barry M All Night Long, but I obviously just wasn't thinking about what I was doing at this point. I used it on its own on one side. On the other side, I lightly tapped in the gel and let it dry for about 10 seconds before applying the concealer over the top. I remembered from the Sample Beauty tutorial that she mentioned that you could mix this directly in with your foundation or concealer or apply it underneath and then put them on top. She also mentioned that if you pat this around the eye, it can give the eye an instant tightened effect, and I think it does. I instantly noticed that the concealer looked a lot smoother on the gel side, and I felt as if it was covering up my dark circles a lot better. The side with the gel looked a lot smoother, brighter and more awake, so much so that I decided to put a tiny amount on the other side and go over it with a little bit more concealer. I think you'll see a clear difference here. Even though I've got a lazy eye that drips down more than the other, you can clearly see the difference on the under eye area on each side of the face. Once I powdered the rest of my face and set my concealer, it was time to highlight. During the tutorial, she mentioned that the gel should make your highlighter pop. Honestly, I didn't find that to be the case. However, on closer inspection, I noticed that the side with the gel looked a lot smoother. I'm someone who wears a lot of highlighter, and I normally wear blues and purples, so it really shows the texture. But when I was looking at the highlighter side with the gel, it honestly looked like glass. So much so that once again, I put a little bit of the gel over the other side and applied a little bit more highlighter, just to even it out. Overall, I thought this product was really good. Here's a list of the ingredients. Now, considering this doesn't have a lot of ingredients, I'm surprised it really does make a difference. By the way, this product is vegan and not tested on animals, but just keep in mind that it is made in China. And now it's time for my final thoughts. When I used this as an eyeshadow primer, I was expecting the colour to go on a lot darker, but at first it didn't look as if it was making a difference. However, as I was blending the blue in, I did notice that this side was going on a lot smoother, and on this side you could still see the fine lines in my eyes, and it really took a lot of buffing into the skin to cover those lines up. I must admit that when I was applying the loose pigment, I wasn't expecting this side to perform well at all, considering I was using NYX glitter glue on this side. When I was first applying it, I didn't really notice a difference, but once I had covered the whole eyelid and I looked in the mirror, I noticed that this side was a lot more vibrant and it was sitting on a lot better and it was less patchy. When I used this as a primer, I didn't notice any difference whatsoever. I had just completed my full skin routine before I applied my foundation, so that might have helped. When I applied my under eye concealer, I put a little bit of the serum underneath my eyes, and I must admit, it really did make a difference. I felt as if on this side you could still see the dark circles under my eyes, and on this side it wasn't quite as apparent. So once again, I went over this side with a little bit of the serum. I also used the serum as a little bit of an eyebrow gel, which I don't normally use, so I couldn't tell you if it makes a difference or not. And finally, when I applied it before my highlighter, I honestly didn't think it made the colour pop more at all. But once I took a closer look on each side with my ring light on, I noticed that you could really see the pores on this side, and this side looked really smooth. So once again, I ended up applying some of the serum on this side and then putting some highlighter over it. Now keep in mind that this is only a first impression of this product, and so far I think it's great. With that being said, I've only had this makeup on for about 3 hours, but so far I think it's worth the money. This is definitely something that I'm going to be using in future, and next time I apply my makeup I'm going to use it all over my face. If I have any problems with this product over the next few days, I'll let you know in the description box below. At the moment on the Sample Beauty website, you have a chance to win a discount code if you review this. Now obviously I'm not going to win it because of the previous videos that I've made before. But if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. If you've used this product in the past, let me know what you thought of it, and thanks for watching. Bye!